Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, y'all. This is a pop up live. You're watching Passion for Yarn. My name is Elaine. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going to stick around and see, wait a minute or so, let's see who's around. And this is Jordan, my cat, our new member of our family. Say hi, Jordan, over here. Hi, Maribel. How are you? How you doing? How's everything? I hope all is well. It's been a while. Oh, I missed you too. I am doing as well as I can be. Yeah, but hey, I'm alive, so that's a good thing, right? Oh, thank you. Yeah. He used to be my grandson's I introduced him before in the channel. He used to be my grandson's cat, but then they got very allergic to him and everything, and so we adopted to keep him so that way, because he knows me, knows my daughter, of course Jonathan and his mother, so they could visit him and he'll still be around the family. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. How's your grandbaby doing? Must be getting bigger by the minute. How many months is your grandbaby now? Thank you for being here. I've been thinking about you too. Yeah, I've been thinking about you. um Seeing you on Facebook. Well, I think some of my stuff I put up, I seen you give me little hearts or comments. Yeah. Oh, she is. Oh, everybody's having the babies. Let's see here. She's almost a year and a half now. What? Wow. I just remember just not too long ago. I guess I haven't been here for a while, but I remember a long time ago. Not too long ago, not that long ago, that you mentioned that you were having a grandbaby. Now that was quick. Time flies back very fast. Wow. How awesome is that? So she's walking? Oh, you're having another one, a grandson. How nice. Congratulations. 3 weeks. Yeah, it does. It does. It just flew by really fast. Wow. Oh, she's walking. How awesome. Oh my gosh. I bet you're having the time of your life with her. That's awesome. Congratulations to you and your family. That is so awesome. It's always good to, you know, hear about good news for everything going on with the world, right? That is so awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, I haven't been here in a while because, well, I was here, when was my last live? Almost a month ago. I think I've been very busy, but also I've been having difficulty with my devices. So I'm right now using my grandson's laptop. Soon I'll be able to use mine. But I've been very busy with the garden. I'll talk about that. But one of my phones burned out. I guess, we've been having a lot of extreme heat. Everybody's having it everywhere. For the last, first, it was a lot of rain. What, Jordan? What? Guys, I taught this cat a trick. But we'll get back to that. Let me not get off topic. Um, so with all the rain, and then after the rain came all the heat. It was so difficult to work in the garden, but I got through it. But one day, I guess it was really hot. I just couldn't. I don't know when the heat was going to break, and the garden just needed work. Anyways, my phone, I guess it was sitting out there too long, and then a few days later, it was working fine. And then one time I turned on the phone, it said it's overheated. Your phone is overheated. But I wasn't outside. I was already home for about 2 days without being outdoors. So I guess I did some damage to the phone. So that phone's my main phone that I use, for my videos and things like that. And so, anyways, I have it under ice for like 3-4 days now. But slowly, it wouldn't let me record. Had no sound, and then it just doesn't do anything right now. So then I got this phone, and then it had no data, and then I had to delete so many stuff, and it was just too much. But that heat wave was just really bad, I mean, I thank God for the warm weather, hot weather, because cold weather would be around here, around the corner soon. Will be here soon. I'm having water. So yeah, so the hot water has been really bad here, but it's been great for my garden. I've been watering. I had to water almost every day because during the heat waves. But today in Connecticut is we've been overcast, but the weather's been it was hot today, but it wasn't like other days, unbearable. It was more when I left this morning, I was like, wow, it's a good day to go for a walk because it was just, cloudy, not, it was, feeling like summer, but just not like suffocating with the heat. So, yeah, so, the weather has given us a break from that heat. I hope it'll stay like that, because it was really bad. It was really unsafe to be out there. I'm back in the office working 5 days a week. So it's been hard to catch lives. Oh, okay. Wow. Congratulations. I haven't been doing too many lives. Like I said, I haven't been doing too many lives, and I put little videos up here and there, like mostly shorts and things like that. But to be honest, I really wasn't doing too many lives also because, and I said in my last live that I had lost my mojo of crocheting and knitting, also because was suffering from a lot of pains in my hands and stiffness. But I already got my results for the X-ray, and I'm just confused. And I will be seeing the doctor next Friday, but I'm confused because he said my x-rays are fine. They don't see anything wrong. They don't see any arthritis. I thought it was arthritis, and I was hoping it wasn't, but because it sounds like arthritis. You're waking up with stiff joints, and you have to do exercise on your hand, stretching it. Then it feels better, relaxes the muscles. But he's saying I have nothing. Everything's fine. So I'm like, well, what's going on then? We need to find out. And because there's a swellingness on my hand and everything too, so I'm a little like questioning it. I'm a little like, okay, then what's the next step, because it's been a problem. So yeah, so that's one of the other reasons. But lately I've been working on 2 blankets, and I've been working on one for my niece. This one's for a baby. But I'm knitting one, crocheting the other. The other one's more a graph, and this one is just knitting. And so that's what's been going on with me. Plus the garden, it has been, woof. It's a lot of work because I don't have one garden. I have two. I have one here, and I have the other one at my daughter's house is way bigger, and this one here in my house. And now that the lady downstairs on the first floor stood in Brazil, I have that big bed that she's no longer using. So it's a lot of work. Yeah, but it's been rewarding. I've been busy and everything, but a lot of sweats, a lot of pain, a lot of work. But things are coming along. The plants are growing, vegetables. They will be here soon. I mean, the only thing I see that's growing, that produce here in my garden, is one of the Tommy Toe tomatoes. So I have one tomato growing, but everything else is coming along. So when spring comes along, you're like so busy if you are a gardener in zone 6B like me, because we have a short summer, short growing season, I should say. And so like around February, you got to start with those seeds indoors, and around March. Some seeds in February, not a lot, but in March. And so it's just a busy time. But um I enjoy it, and I'm trying to eat healthier and more organic in the sense that I'm growing it. So I know what I put in there. But it's a very time consuming hobby. And yeah. So I'm growing flowers this year, a little more than last year, but I am I had four, but now I have three mammoth flowers that are growing at my daughter's house, and one someone by accident killed one of them, but then the other three are already forming. It already has the head, and we're just two of them don't have the yellow part yet, but one of them over there started with the yellow. And so I have one here in my house because I have planted more here, but only one came up. So that one already has the yellow head. The flower head is already there, blossom. So it's awesome. And so, yeah, it's a lot of work. I am knitting again. I'm just going to give you a progress report with this blanket. When I left you last, I haven't even moved my stitch mark. But when I left you last, it was like in the first row of this burgundy color. As you can see, I added the next um this green here, but I'm gonna talk about this yarn in a minute. So when I left you last, I was around this row right here, the burgundy color, and I worked all these other rows. So when I left you last, this was about 50 something rows, because I am counting how many rows will take me to make for this baby blanket. So right now I'm on row one. I'm on row 101. I just finished row 100 earlier at my daughter's. So I am using a counter, and so I am on row 101. And the reason you see this tie here is because I've been very disappointed with this yarn a little bit, because it had a lot of knots in it. So it is this yarn from Yarn Inspiration Karen Cakes. And it's this beautiful rainbow color. And I will be, this is a 4 medium weight. And it is 300, goodness gracious, 83 yards and 200 grams, 7.1 ounces, 4 medium weight. But this yarn here has a little, the dye wasn't perfect and in some areas, but I'm still on, that's cake number 2. I was just sharing the information with you. I'm on cake, this is finishing up cake number 1. So this is what I have left. So but I had ran into some few knots, and I'm going to show you now. So I didn't want to cut the yarn way down here. I show you. Very disappointed with the knots. There was too many. So and here in this burgundy part here, if you could tell, which I'm going to sew that in when I'm done, I didn't want to cut the yarn. See that right there, right there, right there. I didn't want to cut the yarn, so I just knit it in there. And but then as I continue to knit, I came across this one, which there's 2 knots on that one, very close to each other. So this was connecting with the green like this, and I had to just cut it off and uh then start with a new. See, so it's connected like this, so it had 2 already real close to each other, and I don't like that in my blanket. See that? So I cut it off, and I just added the yarn back on and continue to crochet. But yeah, just only disappointments I have with this yarn. It's a very soft yarn, easy to work with, and I am enjoying knitting this blanket. It's just that that's my only problem. I'm hoping that the next cake won't have so many knots. It's just very disappointing. But I mean, the colors also, I don't like how they're coming out. I did not color control. I just want to finish the blanket, and I don't want to do a lot of cutting. So I did not color control. So I'm going to show you how it looks. So there's the burgundy one line in the bottom. So when I started the cake, I started from the center. So it had a center pull. As you can see, it's just like this one. It has a little bit of burgundy there, and then the orange. So this is how it turned out. So it's the orange, then you see the yellow, then you see the green, then you see the blue, a tiny bit of that burgundy again. Not much of the burgundy. I was a little disappointed with that. and then the green again, and then the blue again. So it's not very it's not striping the way I want it. I thought it was going to just go in order back to orange and yellow, but it didn't. So this is how it's looking, and I'm not going to color control it because I just want to continue and finish it. So that's the only thing with this yarn, but it's very, very soft, and it'll be great for a baby. And yeah, so I'm using a number 6 knitting needles, circular knitting needles. I had mentioned before that I love these knitting needles because they're so fun to work with. Uh, these are great for beginners because it just glides your work. And I think this is from Yarnology. It's the brand that you will find at Hobby Lobby. Anyways, I have other ones I bought. This is when they had that red or orange tag sale clearance, and I think I got them for like $1 or something. But yeah, these are awesome. I love them, love them, love them. I recommend it for new beginners too because it's just easy to work with, and it just glides. Your yarn doesn't stag on here or anything like that. It's really good to work with. I really love it. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Um, yeah, so I've been busy with also I've been busy with family, and then, also I haven't been here too much. Uh been busy with the garden and my other channel, but also not wasn't really in a talking mood because, we lost another family member in May, and I'm sorry, June, because I think it was June 8th. Yeah, so a lot of things have been happening, but God is still on the throne, and we have to be grateful that He has given us another day to live. And these are things that happen in life, and you just have to, you know, you just have to be there for each other and everything. But you have to be strong, and and you have to move on. You know, I was just thinking about that person yesterday. Um, I'm gonna miss her dearly, but so anyway, those are the few things that has been going on. you know um the last I cannot tell you, the last 3-4 years we had lost of already about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 family members, and 2 of them were on 6 months apart, and then there were 2 this year that were 6 months apart. 6 months apart. One was in January and the other one was in June. But you got to count your blessings, and the good Lord knows what He's doing. Let me check the chat room. Oh my gosh. Hi Lydia, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? I've been trying to look for your lives. Have you been doing lives, Lydia? Everybody's saying hi to each other. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she was beautiful. I miss a lot of things about her, but I was glad that I was able to, spend some time with her before she passed. Before I went to Florida in May, I went to see her a couple of times. And yeah, it was unexpected. I mean, you know, like, let me just see if that's better. Uh, we knew she was sick and everything, but it wasn't that, uh, that they gave us like, let's say for my mom instantly, we knew she was going to die because they gave her like 6 months to live. With her, it was nothing like that. So yeah, she had some health problems, but we didn't. I don't know. We didn't know that she was going to pass. It was just it's a surprise. But anyways, doing better. We're doing better. My grandson graduated from middle school, and I have a grandson that's going to high school now. Yeah, time just flies. Time just flies. I was just watching, looking at pictures when he was as he was growing up. Remember, he used to be on my YouTube channel years ago when he was younger. Yeah, and times just fly, guys. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends and your family, because it's just life goes by really fast, and sometimes life hits you with surprises, and that you don't expect. And that's why we have to, myself, be more with the family and all that, but also loving people, and being there for them. And who cares about who said what, and things like that. That's petty stuff, really don't matter. You know what I mean? Because that's not important. you know um there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry about the glaze with my glasses, but I just can't see without them. um Everything going on in news now. Guys, we just have to pray for this world, but pray for a lot of people that are hurting, that don't have their families right now. Like the flood in Texas. That's something that was just terrible. And there's still a lot of people missing. Those poor young girls that were at a Mystic something park in the mountains country in Texas, and they were in a Christian camp, and they at 4th of July weekend, and all those people perished. All those little girls, young girls, are with Jesus right now, but they had their whole life ahead of them. I think I heard a mom lost 2 of her daughters, that were in the camp. Um, yeah. So it's just a terrible thing. I couldn't watch it. I just kept bypassing it. I think the first few days, and then I came across where it said I show the flood, and then it's kind of like suspicious weather. I don't know. It's just everything's suspicious about it to me, and not only me, just the people that live there. But I mean, all of a sudden, all that rain just came, and they knew they were going to have rain, but they was not expecting that much. And then there was no flood warnings. When we get rain here, we get flood warnings. I mean, the technology we have now, it's modern technology. It's way better than it was, when 20 years back. And you're even knowing there's, even if it's just a few minutes, when a tsunami's coming, when is a hurricane coming, when is a, what I mean, floods coming. We had a flood here, I think a year and a half back, almost 2 years ago, that was bad. But we had alerts that said stay home. There's going to be a bad flood and blah blah blah. you know it's just so very sad situation. So yeah, it's a lot of people um hurting right now and suffering, and some people lost a lot of their things, lost uh everything they worked for, their houses, their things. They have to start all over. Some people are probably in shelters. Guys, when you look at something like that, even if you have like a tiny home or whatever, you have a little shed, you have a one room, a bedroom apartment, or whatever, you are blessed. We are to be happy for whatever we have, because somebody else is doing it, having it much worse. So let's just pray for this world with all this chaotic things going on and craziness going on. But you know we are not to worry about. I'm not worrying about anything. I am not. I What I do is I pray for all these things that are happening in this world. And I tell, I pray for the victims. I pray for the survivors, whatever it might be, even if, not just this flood, like a shooting or anything like that, all this craziness that's going on. And, and then I give it to God and I just pray for them. I don't pray once. I just continue praying for them. They're going to need our prayer. It's going to be tough. You know what's tough too? I lost family members and lost everything you own, and then now they have to make funeral arrangements. It's just tough. It's very tough. And those who could help, hey, awesome. Help them out, because today you, tomorrow could be us. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, let's talk about, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about my garden. Welcome in anybody who's watching behind the bushes. Thank you for being here and who's watching the replay of this video. I do appreciate it. I won't be too long. Let me see. 27 minutes and 38 seconds already. It just goes fast. I'm also working on the other blanket, but I will show you that next time. So what I do is, on the rainy days, on days I cannot work the garden, I work in the house, and then I take out time for knitting, so then I'll or crocheting. I'm trying to organize my projects, things like that. So, especially when um I see that everything that's going on in the news, eh, I'm, like I said, crochet and knitting is my therapy, like a lot of us, right? For us, and also just to relax me. And yeah, it's been my friend. The yarn, the needles, the crochet hooks, you know patterns, and um, books, and it gives me all comfort, even if I'm not knitting or something, and I'm just reading the pattern, looking over crochet magazines. It just all helps me to relax and keeps my mind away from the life, everything. I'm in my own world, and for that 1 hour or that 2 hours, I try to forget what's going on. I just put something on, that I like it to enjoy watching, or I hear a sermon, or I hear music, gospel music, or Christian music. I mean, or things like that, or just I watch lives. I try to catch up with everybody, and those days I take it and I just don't want to uh, hear about anything bad or anything like that, because there's just so much going on in this world that is unbelievable. And it just shows the lack of love, of humanity, of people not caring about other people's lives, and just the craziness. And I tell you, we all need God in our lives, because especially the times that we are living now. I don't know, if I didn't have God in my life, I think I would have made about 40, 50 blankets by now, with the stress and I thank God that I have him that I could go to and pray to and talk to, and I know he listens, answers prayers. But I thank God that, because I know that there's so much chaotic stuff going on in this world. There's nothing I could do, you could do, other than help, like with charity, um, things like that. But prayer, you know, is power. There's power in prayer. But I think because, I like that when I'm feeling sad or for what's going on and things like that. Um, I like that I could pick up a Bible, and the Bible will, God's word will speak to me, and read Bible verses that's going to give me comfort, that's going to relax me, that's going to keep me, continuing forward, and like not losing hope, for not losing hope at all, because of God's promises and his word. That's why we have to be in God's word. So yeah, and that's what I've been doing. I have been, I don't know what's going on this year, but today, even today, my daughter knows how I am. Let me tell you, my changing the subject a little bit more on a happier note. Um, my daughter sends me a picture, I guess, and she shows me, Mom, look at this, and it's like a lot of stuff on the sidewalk. So maybe some of you know, but I know I have mentioned here a few times in the channel that uh to I love going into on garbage day, or when people just put stuff in the sidewalk for people to grab stuff. uh I love to see what's out there for free, and also that something that I could use or somebody could use to help this stuff don't go to landfill. And so repurpose and recycle is, I'm really big on that. So my daughter sent me this picture, and it's actually down the street from my house, and all this stuff they had outside. And I said to her, I cannot rescue any more things. I am going to probably get the bins for I'm always looking for stuff for the garden, guys. I almost everything I got for the garden was from the streets. I kid you not. Except the dirt and every potting soil and all that I bought. But I kid you not, 80-90% of the stuff I have for my garden as supplies has been from the street, things I find off the highway. But um let me just show you a picture of it. And I'll show my daughters. Let me hide where I live right there. So right there, see all that stuff? I don't know if you guys can see it. This is all about a block away from my house. All that stuff. See that? I just can't stand seeing that in the streets. But I'll tell you what happened here. But you see all the totes? I'm going later tonight to check it out. I just didn't have time today. Those totes are great for my garden because I could use them as raised beds. So that's a picture my daughter sent me. But what I wanted to say, not too long ago, in the same area over there, I have made a video here showing you guys uh, all the good stuff I found from the sidewalk. Somebody put out on the sidewalk. But with this particular picture, what happened was this person had a tag sale. So once the tag sale ended, they did not want to put all that stuff back in the house. And so they put it on the sidewalk. Garbage day is not until Thursday. So they put out the garbage on Wednesday night. So today is Sunday. That is going to be there until garbage day, or until somebody takes the stuff, you know. So I was saying to my oldest daughter, like, what's going on? Because it's not just my town, her town too. In her town, not too long ago, I shared that we found a few in a few different places on the sidewalk, people just throwing things out. But I'm not talking about 2 or 3 things. I'm talking about bags and totes full of things and garbage pails full of things, and it's just things. So to me, they probably have moved out, got evicted, I don't know. But to me, I have a saying that a lot of people say is one man's garbage is another man's treasure. So my this summer, and it's just early summer. We've been finding a lot of stuff on the sidewalk. So um if I had a pickup truck and had the space, because a lot of that stuff was good, I would have been one of those people that pick stuff up, because people here do that. If they have a U-Haul, a truck or a van, they will fill it up with get the good stuff and fill that up and sell it themselves. They will sell it. It's a money maker. Whatever they want to keep, they keep, or not, they sell it. Yeah, that's some easy money right there. So you could do it through eBay. You could do it in person on your front lawn, tag sale, or you could do it through different Facebook Market. But just today, I was at my daughter's house today, Sunday. We went over to visit a little bit, and I had to go pick up lunch. And at this restaurant, as I'm driving over there, I see stuff in the sidewalk. Again, I'm like, wow, somebody threw out some sofas, a dresser. Oh my gosh, dresser was in good condition. It had a note on it. It says please take for free. And yeah. So to me, I find those things a blessing. I mean, I'm glad that at least they put it on a sidewalk and don't throw it out on a landfill first, in the landfill, and make sure that they could get rid of most of it as much as they can, so that people, they don't go to the landfill, and then if people are in need of it, they will take it. So these are people that just want to get rid of it. They don't even want to sell it. They just want to get rid of it, and they don't care. So if you sell it, so I must have seen about 10 totes in there. Those totes that picture I just showed you, are full of stuff. Full of stuff. Down that street, I think the video I made here showing you, was it here in my second channel? All the stuff I rescued from the sidewalk. It was just amazing, the stuff I rescued. That was nothing compared to what these people have out there. Yeah. And I hope, I'm gonna check later because I think it's gonna rain. But I can't rescue any more things unless I know somebody needs it and I put it in a car and bring it to them. As far as could fit it in my apartment, I cannot. So the totes I'm very interested in. You know how much are totes right now at the store? Totes are great for your yarn, your crafts, clothing, storage, even prepping if you're like, prepping food. Um, some of these totes that I rescue, they're like in the market price of $15 to $20 one tote. So yeah. It's the Puerto Rican parade here today in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where I live. Um, I didn't know it was the Puerto Rican parade. My daughter told me, and I don't go to events like that. I used to, but I don't go anymore because with the craziness going on in this world. Um, but we have not had a bad incident with Puerto Rican parade in many years. And they usually have celebrities that come, and they go to Seaside Park. It's this beautiful park. I have put a short video of the Seaside Park. I was right by the ocean. It's just a short clip I have. And yeah, so what they do is they have the parade and they go all the way down Park Avenue, and then they go to Seaside Park, and that's when they're having all the food trucks and all the people they sell all kinds of food and all kinds of stuff, and then they have a concert, and it's all free. But um my grandson had plans. We had a family member that was live near the park that was going not to the parade, but was going to celebrate by doing a picnic, a cookout, and actually, it's the sister of my family member that passed away, and she could cook. They when they cook and do cookouts, man, you better come with an appetite. But how was your 4th of July, guys? Um, this past 4th of July, did you guys celebrate it? We were invited to my niece's house. There was a lot of food at my niece's house, and it was a quiet get together. And yeah, but it was nice to be around family. And I didn't cook because I usually do bring a plate. I trade a food or something. I wanted to cook chicken wings, barbecue chicken wings with some roasted potatoes, and I wanted to make my apple potato salad. And sometimes people hear that I put apples in a potato salad, and they'd be like, "What? Ew, you put apples in a potato salad?" No, not all the time. I have different recipes, but it was a winner when I took it to a Thanksgiving dinner. The table had like so much food left over, and people would just come and help themselves after we had our dinner. And so people would go back for seconds or whatever, but the potato salad was gone. And they said it was so good. How did I make it? So I wanted to make that apple potato salad. And what happened was I almost didn't make it to the cookout because uh, this year it's been my doctor, I guess, between the insurance and the doctor, it's just I had to wait longer for things to move for me to get my shots for my knees. And I was 2 days, by I think it was July 2nd, July 3rd, and July 4th. It was just unbearable at that time. And so I was in the process of waiting for them to ship the medicine, all that stuff. So I was like not going, and then I said, "Well, I'm not going to cook because there's no way. It's first of all too hot to turn on the oven. It's really hot that day, 4th of July, and and I was not in great shape to cook. So I went to the store and I bought cookies, and I bought, I think, some brownies, and I bought them soda, things they like to drink. And I'm glad I brought cookies because there were some cute little there were little kids there, and it's actually my niece's grandkids were there. And yeah, so they didn't have really nothing sweet to eat, so I'm glad that I brought the cookies because it was all good food. Watermelon, watermelon. Hey guys, let me ask you this question. You can let me know in the comment section, or if you're in the chat room. Will you eat a seedless watermelon? And what do you think about seedless watermelon? 'Cause there's been a lot of talk about seedless watermelon. First, this watermelon was seedless, and then the cuties, then the oranges, the cuties, and now lemon seedless. But people are here anyway in Connecticut, and when I was in Florida, I saw vans parked to the side with full of watermelon that was from the farm, and they were just selling them in the sidewalk. Then I came home, and um, my niece wanted to buy us watermelon for a man who gets his watermelon from down south. And because they're very popular, and they sell very fast, it's because people had been the grocery store here mostly sells seedless watermelons. And so these people down south, because it's down south, watermelon used to take about 90 days to harvest. But because down south they could, grow food, have a long, pretty much different time of the year. I mean, the whole year, even people that live in Florida. They got these from, I think, South Carolina. And it's big money over here. One watermelon costed $15. Another lady's watermelon, which was bigger, costed $30, which I will not buy a watermelon for $30. But the people were not willing to buy the seedless foods from the grocery store. Um, and in this case, what's very popular is the watermelons. So I bought a watermelon that said seedless at my Walmart. At the time, I didn't think nothing of it, but then I bring it home. My oldest daughter said, "Mom, why the seed we?" I bought it first, and then we went to the 4th of July picnic, and then that's before the picnic. I mean, a day before, my niece wanted to buy us watermelon, and they started talking about seedless watermelon. I said, "Oh my gosh, you guys are making me nervous because I just bought one from Walmart. I don't see any that says that all they sell is the seedless." So she said, "Oh," I said, "I'm gonna have to return it because I don't want to." They think, it's GMO. I don't want a GMO watermelon. So, but what happened was I was curious and I opened it. It was only cost me $5, and I opened it, and guess what? They must have mislabeled this one because it had black seeds in it. Now they're saying it is to be careful with the watermelon that has no seeds or those little tiny, 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 tiny white seeds. Watermelon, growing up, watermelon is known to have black seeds. What do you guys think about that? Because first they started with the watermelons, then the lemons. They wait a year or two, then they started with the lemons, and now is the cuties, the little uh, oranges. What else? What else are they gonna do? This is why it's so important to learn how to grow at least the foods you like to eat. I have going right now, they grow so fast. I have one, two, four watermelon plants. Two are the baby, sugar baby watermelons. The other one is, start with a C. Oh, can't remember. But it's the bigger white watermelons. So, hey Susan, how are you? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Miss you. I have seen you around in some of these YouTube streets. I just been behind the bushes watching, but I've been watching videos and giving them thumbs up and everything. I'm just, with everything that went on for 2025 and in the world, but also my family, I just try to keep it a low key, and um, you're going, you just want to keep it low key. And I've been in getting closer to the Lord, and the more things I see what goes on in this world, I just keep getting. You cannot, you got to be blind not to see what's going on in this world. And I just feel that I need God more and more in my life, closer and closer to the Lord. But um, yeah. So, what do you guys think about that? Would you guys ever buy a seedless watermelon or lemons or anything like that? And because of this, I have been collecting all the seeds of everything I buy in the grocery store. I have my own seeds I bought. But like this past week, I have went on eating mostly vegetables, fruits right now. That's what I'm doing. But he's saying hi to Susan. Susan's saying hello to everyone. So I just bought this delicious cantaloupe from Walmart. It's delicious. And it's not the big cantaloupes, because I have bought one from Walmart before, but it had a different name on it, and I didn't like that cantaloupe. And I'd save the seeds in case if I have somebody else want them, but I didn't like them. But this is a smaller cantaloupe, like this big. So delicious. I waited a couple of days to cut it. So I try to do a video showing you guys what I'm buying to eat to be healthier and lose weight. But like I said, I couldn't even get a video in because the camera wasn't phone wasn't working correctly. But I am doing right now, since the day after the 4th of July. Let me drink a little bit. I'm sorry. My throat's a little dry. After the 4th of July, I decided, with all these family members dying, and I'm not taking care of my body like I should, like the Bible tells us, that this is the temple of the Lord. I said, shame on me. And so, because you go to a doctor and they tell you, oh, well, we don't see nothing wrong. Like, for instance, sorry, I moved the camera. My hands. Oh, we don't see anything wrong with your hands. Or, you complain about all these things, and then these days you go to the doctors and they want you out in 5 minutes out of that room. They rush you. See. It says, I'm doing better. Thank you. Just taking projects I started and didn't finish apart. Oh, okay. I got to do that too with this big poncho, oversized poncho I made years ago. And I would like to use the yarn for something else. But I am trying to catch up with some of my projects that are unfinished, that I would like to finish. Sometimes I don't believe God wants people to be blind to other problems sometimes. Hi, how are you? Hi, Outlaws Creative. What's your name? I believe is Junior. How you doing? If I'm wrong, let me know. Yes. Well, that's what I said, that before all this stuff that happened in the news, in this world, I already had stuff that happened in my family, and then all this other stuff, and then all this other stuff. But what could you do? All you could do is pray and help if you could help, But definitely, I mean, you have to, what was the word God says? Pray for one another, help one another. That's a Bible verse. I can't tell you the where to find it, but if you Google it, it will give it to you. Pray for one another, help from one another, love your strangers, love your enemies and your neighbors as yourself. And so, yeah, we can't really sit back and say, oh, well, that's not my problem. We can't do that. No, God don't want us to do that. God wants us to, what is this cat doing? I'm hearing noises over there. I'm sorry. God wants us to help people, help those who need help. I always said that, like, help the widow, help the single moms, help anybody that need, the seniors, especially the seniors too. A lot of seniors. Guys, let me just share something really quick with you that broke my heart. Changing the subject a little bit, but it is about thinking about others. And I wish that I said, if I had $50 right now, I'll give it to this lady. So I was at Dollar Tree with my eldest daughter, took me to Dollar Tree because I was at her house. But she wanted, we were using her card because, anyways, long story short, she owed me money and I needed stuff for the garden. I go in, long story short, I go in and I go to cash out. And here's this lady sitting on a chair at the register. Someone's grandmother, someone's great grandmother, someone's mother. The lady looked at two I don't want to call her old, want to be more respectful than that, but she was up there in the numbers. I'm talking above 65. You could tell by looking at her that she should not be in that store. She should be home. This is what this world has done to our elderlies who are coming out of retirement with all this stuff that happened in 2020 and so on. You guys know what I'm talking about, inflation and all that. Because my father's one of them. He's 80 years old, and he had to come out of his retirement, and he's working at the San Juan airport, Puerto Rico. But when I saw this lady, oh my gosh, I wanted to just give her a hug. I wanted to run up to her and say to her, "What are you doing here? You should be home." She was the only register open. It was we were there by 8:30 in the morning. So she was in the morning shift. She was the only register open. It wasn't a lot of people, but she just sat there and was just ringing the people out. And every time I see someone like her age, it just gets me so mad that these people cannot retire. They worked hard all their lives already. Come on. I know you want to come up here. That's why you're sitting like that. Come on. They worked all their lives. Now they can't even live out their golden years the way they want to and live out their retirement because they lost their retirement. My daughter was in the car, and I said to her, "Oh my gosh, you don't know what it just break my heart what I just saw in the store." And I told her, "You said this elderly lady is just like looks too up there in age to be working in this store." And you could tell they had to put a chair for her to sit down. And he's sitting on my lap, little Jordan here. So that broke my heart, and I just like, this is what's going on in the world now that we're living. It's sad that um it's just sad. And us that are not in that up there yet, it kind of makes me think, my gosh, what will happen to us? you know what will happen to us? Because these are, let me put my project down for a minute, 'cause I don't want him touching my yarn. What will happen to us that we're not there yet? And you know these are people that save their money for retirement, and it's not enough to live on. They have to go back to work. So keep them in your prayers. Yes. I'll show you Jordan. Let's see if you can see him. There's Jordan on my lap. I'll tell you, this cat is a attention hogger. I never seen a cat that wanted so much attention in my life. I mean, changing the subject a little bit. I don't mind giving him attention, but he wants so much attention that you're like, dude, I got things to do. Relax. I just fed you, gave you food. I pet you for a while. I play with you for. And so he comes and look, Jordan, say hi to everybody. I know you want to sit here. Look, say hi. And he just wants to come. He sits on your lap, but that's not enough for him. You put up the camera. So that's not enough for him. He goes like this. He goes like this to you. This is my hand. He goes, because he wants me to pet him. And I'm like, dude, my hands is going to fall off. Like, really? This is a boy cat. And see, he's doing it now. But he is an attention hogger, like a lot. He wants a lot of attention, like a lot. I started at Taylor Swift dress. Everybody was making the granny square one. It turned out kind of big, and I didn't finish it, so I'm going to take it apart and use the yarn to make something else. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry it came out big. What are you gonna make next? Nice seeing you again, too. It's awesome to see you all over there. They're over there. See, he wants my hand. I kid you not. He's like, don't remove your hand away from me, lady. Anyways, um, I didn't think I would have a cat again, but he's such a smart cat. I really didn't want him. We really didn't want him to go to someone that jumped into so many homes, So he went from where his my daughter got him since a kitten from this lady who her cat had a litter, and so she got him. And when she saw him, he was under the mom. So I think he was a mama's boy, and I think this is why he likes all the attention at other cats. I taught him how to sit, and right now I'm trying to teach him to give me paws. But do you see how he came up here? This is every day. But at least I got him to stop from licking my face. And I know it's them showing affection, but he does it too much. Then he goes to your ear, he goes to your neck. I'm like, oh, okay, you're going on, you're going, too much, you're going too far. So, um, so he climbs too much on me. He used to come all the way up my shoulder up to here, and I'm just don't trust that, you might bite me or something. But I'm like, no, cut it off. So I had to teach him how to sit because he likes to stand up on you and climb and be all over your face and be all over here. And I'm like, I'm not having that, Jordan. And I taught him how to sit. I told him how to sit. Now when he acts like that, I'm like, Jordan, down, sit down. And he sits down. Yeah, he's so cute. Maybe I'll get him on camera one day doing that, but he's very cute. And don't get me wrong, he could be naughty. Yes, especially when he's hungry. He's naughty. Right, Jordan? Right. Now, he likes for you to pet him. He's a attention hogger. He wants to be on you. But when he has enough of you petting him, he will just nibble like because he can't talk. So he's telling you, stop petting me. That's the only thing. But yeah. And another problem I had with him, if any of you cat owners out there want to give me some advice, I know they like to climb and everything, but he has a lot of places to go to. He has 2 windows. He has a big tower. He gets my daughter bought that he goes up there and sits and lay down. He has a scratching board and all this. He wants to be on my kitchen table. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's one place I will not let you be because that is where we eat. That's where I cook. And you're not going to sit your butt on my table. And he likes my table. And he jumps up to the kitchen sink. He jumps up to the stove. And I kind of be worried because I don't want him to get burned with the stove. So, yeah. So, to me, it's a hygiene thing. I don't want you on my table. I love to cook. And I want him to respect that area. He said, okay, you could lay on my sofa. You could lay on my bed. I don't care. But you're not having the table. So he fights on me with that every day. But he knows he's doing something wrong because as soon as he hears me coming, you hear him jump out real quick, start running. And I just scold him like he's a little child. I'm like, and I all gotta do is look at him. I'm like, I didn't tell you not to go up there. No, no, no. So he knows. It's not like he doesn't know. It's because he's a male cat and he's probably want to be the alpha. And I feel, and I tell him, I don't care. You're the male cat. You're the alpha. I am the queen of this house. And this is my kitchen. And you're not going to mess with my kitchen table. My daughter had this problem with him. So I talked to someone and told me, put aluminum foil on your table. Put aluminum foil on the sink. Because he's not 1 year old yet, I'm able to train him to stop doing that. When they're older cats and you're trying to train them not to do that, it's more difficult. You probably won't have a chance to train them because they like to hop, they like to climb, they like to be up high, but not my table. No way, Jose. I'm not playing that. So I put aluminum foil on the table. Oh my gosh, when he first saw it, he felt that did not like it at all. But then he tried to go to the sink and he saw aluminum foil over the sink, aluminum foil over the stove. And he was just looking at it all. And he's so smart. He's like, wait a minute, they all look the same. And I was able to keep him away from that for a while. I'm not going to keep aluminum foil every day on my table. But we're gonna try it again because I removed the aluminum foil, and ever since I've done that, he's been trying to get back on my table. So I'm like, no, I'm not having it. So will he do it when I'm not home? 100%. 100% he will do it when I'm not home. I have found stuff on the floor that was on the kitchen table when I came home. The only problem I'm having with him is that he just won't stay away from, don't just wants to he just want to climb, find food. This is even after 2 minutes of feeding him. He smells our food, so he's probably like, well, this smells better than my cat food. And so I'm not having that. And so yeah. And anybody got any advice? We want to keep him, but I just can't have him at my kitchen table. There's no way. Hopefully our next apartment, this is the kitchen near the living room. There's then my daughter's room's over there. We have no door. There's no door where I could keep him out if I'm cooking or anything like that. So when I'm cooking, he dare not to go up there because he's already seen me in the kitchen. Um, it's when I turn my back. So I have to make sure my daughter's here watching him while I cook because I don't want him. Nobody wants cat hair in their food. Nobody wants. It's a hygiene thing for me, you know. So I'm like, no, no cat hair. And he has his own food. It's not like he's starving. We feed him. So there's an issue with this one. But like I say, he's not a year old. He would be a year old. I think it's the end of October. Yeah. But he's a smart cat though. But he has this attitude like, you're not gonna tell me what to do, lady. So we have this battle going on. But other than that, yeah, he's amazing. He's cute. No, he's only here because my grandson and my daughter, my youngest saw him and she's like, well, her and my daughter say, well, I have to get rid of him, this and that. She didn't want to see him go to a shelter. She had 2 weeks and she didn't want to see him go to a shelter. So she was like, oh, I'm just going to take him. So it's really her cat, not mine. I'm just here. I'm just part of the family. That's all. But it's my youngest daughter's cat. Yeah. So anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So, stay tuned. I've got this much left. And then I want to jump on the other one. I have plans for future projects? Yes, I do. I want to make me a summer cardigan with the cotton yarns that I bought from Hobby Lobby. I have not used them. So I don't have, like a cardigan, very short one, crop one that you put over your dress. Like for instance, this dress I have on here, when I, sometimes if it gets cool at night, or because we've been having some good nights, not hot nights, they've been nice and cool, where I had to turn off the AC. So yeah, something to cover up like that, or when I go to church or something like that. Yeah. So that's which one I'm going to work on. A white cardigan, since I finished my other cardigan that's right there. But I showed it in the other video. But I still have to finish the blanket because my niece asked me about the blanket. So that has to be, I'm already on 102 row on this. So I wanted to get to 100 rows to put it down for a little while. So my next goal is to finish my niece's blanket. So I'm going to finish the blanket and get it out to her. So like I said, that blanket for her, I had to do some drawing graph for it because I need to do the other half that goes on the top of the blanket. And there's not a pattern for the ribbons for crochet. And there were patterns, but there were smaller ribbons. This is going to be for a throw for an adult. So that's what I would be working. I'm going to try to work hard on that. Just let me know what you guys are working on. And yeah, it's nice to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for taking, if you're here to the end, thank you so much. for taking up your time to be here with me when I know you could be with other people live. I do appreciate it. Don't forget the thumbs up. And no, you see, this is what I'm saying. I have to keep this away from him. Don't forget the thumbs up and share with others. And when would I be back? I'm going to try to record a video tomorrow. I might put up another video, not a live, but a live. I'll try to see if I go back to my midnight lives, but that's gonna have to. I have plans for that for midnights on Sundays, but I'm waiting for the charger for my laptop once that comes in. For those who are interested, I'll be doing those lives. I will probably make a blanket with 8 because it's fast belly colors. Oh, okay, sounds nice. Have a good night. Thank you everyone for being here. Let's see here. Let's check the comments. I just did a graph blanket. The Pittsburgh. Oh, the Steelers. It was 200 stitches across. Wow, and 264 rows long. Man, that must be nice. You know, if you want to send me a picture, you could do it through email and I could share it. Or through my Facebook. Uh, I have a personal Facebook account, and also I have one for my craft, which is you'll find it in my channel, the Facebook logo, and just click on that and it'll take you there. If not, sending me through email. I would like to see it if you want to send it through email anyway, so I can see it. My email is, you see it right there by my name, ElaineSilk.Yarn, at yahoo.com. You can send it there. But yeah, so thank you so much for being here, guys. Have a great week. And God willing, I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you guys in these YouTube streets. And God bless. Take care. Bye for now.